Hey everyone, welcome back to Friday Crypto. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at it on the daily chart, the weekly chart, some support and resistance levels, some trend lines. You're going to be some advice on how to draw trend lines and things like that. So if you liked the video today, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon. So Telegram is just more content than what you see on YouTube. Sometimes if I'm not posting on YouTube, I'll post some things in a Telegram. And we have one that's 100% free. We have over almost 700 members in there. So go check it out. A lot of great bunch of individuals in there. And then if you want more help than that, more content, more learning things, that's what Patreon is for. You get access to a private Telegram chat and more learning to teach you kind of how to become a better trader, familiarities with TradingView, the fundamentals. So that's what it's for. And then also I'm much more active in there. So if that interests you, check them out. They're all linked below. That's all you'll ever see on my channel. So Bitcoin on the daily. Let's look at where we are. Well, as you can see, this dotted red line here, as where my cursor is. You see that? I take it away. We zoom in, and that is where the current price is. What is concerning about that? Well, nothing until we close, right? We close, depending on when you watch us, we might have already closed. So we have just over 2.5 hours as of right now. We do not want to close below this candle right here. This right here is very bigly on the daily chart. So let's put a magnet and get an actual exact number here for you. So this is the lowest daily closing candle that we've had since we've been down here. So that number is, as you see on the yellow right there, 46,166.50. So we don't want to close lower than that because that would make what? A new lower low. And then what? Then we'd have to zoom out and see our next level of support would be way over here, right? This would be our next level. And what is that number? 40,719. But we're going to look at a couple different levels before that. How could we possibly do it before that? Well, you got to look at a different time chart. The weekly and then also the 5-day. So we're going to look at that right now. But first, I want to show you the importance or lack of importance of horizontal trend lines are much more bigly than, the diagonal trend lines. So a lot of traders will like to show a trend line, say from that top wick, and then they'll kind of draw it right in here. Let's take off magnet mode. It gets a little jumpy. So look at this. So you could draw it like this. So maybe you've seen something like this lately, right? So Bitcoin on the daily chart, they draw from the top. You got resistance here, and then you broke through, and then some people are calling that a bump and run. Whatever you want to call it. So this is an accurate trend line, right? You could draw it like this. However, there's also some people that can manipulate this and still be technically correct. How do I mean? Well, look at this. So you could draw it from the candles or the wicks. You just don't want to draw trend lines through candles, okay? Until the trend is broken, like say here. Okay, so let's start at the top of the candle there, and then let's draw it at the top of the candles here. And now, yeah, do you still have touch points? Yeah, you have still several touch points. Do you have any line going through the candles? No. So technically, this is correct as well. However, both of those drawings represent very different data. This would be a case for the bears, right? We haven't broken out above that yet. The first one I drew looks very good. And that is a case for the bulls, right? A pretty big case for the bulls. Well, we've broken out and now we're holding support, right? You see how two very different stories you can get from almost a very, very similar trend line. And both are, by charting TA perspective, accurate. So I mention that because you need to be putting less weight in the diagonal lines. And you want to be putting more weight and more of your concrete evidence into horizontal lines. Horizontal lines are much less subjective. And by that, you can just look at where daily candle closes are and then look as far back as you can and look for support and resistance. This is the easiest way to do this. So guess what? When Bitcoin decides to go back up on the daily chart, where are we going to find resistance at? We'll look for multiple touch points where candles closed and spent some time around. So there's one, right? There's even a little bit right in here, 53K-ish, right? 53K-ish, 53K-ish. You can bet that somewhere between now and when Bitcoin hits this, when we get up to there, around that 53K level, there's going to be some pushback. So bank on it. And you can look at that on many different charts, many different time zones. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. Okay, so now let's get back to we did the daily chart, right? The next support line, if we close today's candle under 46,166, the odds increase of us going down here. But there are a couple on different time zones, support levels between now and then. So let's go look at those. So first is the weekly, right? So there's the weekly chart, which I'm sure most of you have seen. And look at where we've been, right? We've been here the past several weeks, almost 6 weeks now. We've been right around these levels. Okay, so look at these wicks. Wick, 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 right? This could end up being a wick, right? We still have 6 days and 3 hours before this closes. So no concern until the daily closes, the weekly closes. You want to look for the bigger picture to have less stress and less anxiety. So for those of you that are worried, stop worrying so much by looking at the bigger picture. If you're looking at the 15-minute chart, the 4-hour chart, you're constantly on social media, you're going to need some Xanax or something, right? So just take a chill pill, quite literally, if they make those. Tell me, I guess that'd be a Xanax. They should have named them chill pills. They missed the boat on that, huh? So until we close the weekly candle, again, below this one, this level is 46,687. So that's higher. But Chase, you said something about support. Where is the next level support? Well, you should have picked up on it by now. It's right over here, right? Let's turn our magnet back on and let's see where the exact number is right there. So 43,178. So the daily chart was way down at 40,700. Remember? The weekly chart, the bigger picture, is 43,178. So we don't want to close the weekly below that. On the daily, we could wick down, right? So on the daily, we wick down way down here. That is the daily. We want to avoid that on the daily. We want to avoid this on the weekly, closing below it. Not price action. Closes. Closes are the biggie. Okay, now what about anything higher? Is there anything higher than 43,178, Chase? Yes, I'm glad you asked. Let's go look at that. What would that be? Well, if you're familiar at all with my channel, I'm very bigly into the 5-day Gaussian channel. Why? Well, it provides pretty instant snapshot of where you are as far as bullishness on your coin, and then also support and resistance. As you can see quite clearly here, September drop pulled back right to the median line on the 5-day Gaussian channel. The early December pullback, drop right to the median line on the 5-day Gaussian channel. Where are we now? Approaching the median line on the 5-day Gaussian channel. Do you think this is going to be big time? It better be big time. What number is it? Let's get an exact figure. 44,397. You can see on the left there. See that? There's those 3 numbers. Okay, the first one is the median line because that's the most important. That's why it's thicker. Hello. The next one is the top one, 53,497. Why? Because it's the higher number. And 35,296 is the bottom of the channel. So that is where you're looking at. 5-day Gaussian channel, the big picture. It just acts as like handcuffs, right? You can't do a whole lot. You can do some tricks. You can do some little cool nifty do's, but you're not going to do the Houdini trick without being out of the Gaussian channel. You can't do it. Houdini is never in the Gaussian channel. Houdini don't even know what that is, right? All right, so those are your levels. I'm trying to make this as short and sweet, as jam-packed as possible. So hopefully that helped you. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index, as of today, we're still in fear, right? We're down at fear 29. We need to get out of it. Just start making higher highs. Yesterday, 29. Today, 29. We'll see where we close. Hopefully a little higher, probably a little lower with the price action, okay? So just watch that. We update this every day. So our quote of the day by, Mr. Mark Twain. Then our car of the day, the McLaren 2022, probably going to be 2023 because they've hit some delays on the chip and shipping crap and the whole supply chain issues. McLaren Artura. So it's the first McLaren, high production McLaren, to have the hybrid and motor, part electric engine. So pretty cool. But yeah, that's it. And there's the rear maybe. Yeah, there you go. LED taillights, exhaust still out the back. So it's McLaren's first production one. They did do a Speedtail that's part electric as well. But those are like $3 million now. And not high production numbers. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that one. You can get this one. You think you can pick this up for about, I think 175-ish. You know, if you got that laying around, go ahead. Maybe you will if you play your crypto cards right. All right, that's it for me. Follow me on Twitter, free Telegram. Don't forget to do that. Check us out there. It's 100% free. If you want more help, if you're newer, if you're not newer, if you just want, you know, to see me every day and talk to me every day, go join Patreon, and I'll do my best to help you succeed the rest of this cycle. I still think we're going up majority of 2022. I don't think the peak is going to be in for anytime soon, right? I think we're probably majority 8 to 12 months from now. What do you think about them apples? All right, I'll see you on the next one. Happy Bitcoin Day. Let's close above 4616, whatever the number was. You remember, I don't. Go watch the video. I'm not going to watch it again.